Today we're looking at some more examples of simplifying these derivative equations. A lot of radical exponents, a lot of negative exponents. So let's jump right in. So our first example here, we've got y equals 2x to the negative 4. So negative 4 power usually means that should be on the bottom of a fraction, but right now it's kind of in the place that we want it. We don't want those fractions, but we kind of just follow the same process here. This exponent, no matter what it is, gets multiplied to the front one because we're trying to, and I'll put the instructions here, find f prime, find the derivative. Okay, we're trying to find the derivative. Or f prime, I guess in this case it's y prime. I'm sorry. Okay, so doing that, we'll multiply those two together. So 2 times negative 4 is negative 8x, and then this goes down by 1. So going downwards would be a negative 5. Now we don't want to leave our answer with a negative exponent. So what that means is negative 8 is going to stay on top. This part gets brought to the bottom. And that's the way we change it to a positive 5 is by moving it to the bottom. So in the end, our answer is negative 8 over x to the 5th power. All right. Let's look at some more polynomials now, so more terms to our problems. So y equals 3x to the 4th minus 4 over x squared minus 5x to the negative 3rd. So we've got 3 separate pieces this time. The first one's pretty ready to go, okay? Now I'm not going to take the derivative just yet because some of the other terms might need to be rearranged. For example, the second one, don't like that exponent on the bottom, so we can move it to the top by making it x to the negative 2. Okay, so that whole thing moves to the top by becoming negative. This one's already on the top. It is negative already, so we'll just kind of deal with that in a second. And this one, we already said we don't need to change. So not y prime yet, still y, just rearranged. Now let's go ahead and take the derivatives of each piece. So this gets multiplied to the front one. So 12x, this goes down by 1, so cubed. These get multiplied, so positive 8x, it goes down by 1, negative 3. All right, and the last one, those get multiplied, so positive 15x to the, down 1, negative 4. All right, so we're almost done. We just want to rearrange it. These two things are both negative exponents. That means we need to bring them down back underneath the fractions. So first one gets left alone. Next one's plus. 8 stays on top. X to the positive 3 now on the bottom. Plus 15 on top. X to the positive 4 on the bottom. Alright, so as we go along, these problems get a little bit more complicated. So let's take a look at y equals 5x plus the 4th root of x. So that's not a coefficient 4, that's the 4th root, plus 1 over x squared. So again, 3 pieces. The first one, second one, third one. First one's ready to go, so I'm just going to rewrite that here. The last one we saw from the last problem, this needs to move to the top and the exponent becomes negative. Now the one in the middle, we don't like it in radical form, so let's change it to exponent form, exponential form. If we don't see the number inside, it's a 1. So rewriting this, it's x to the 1/4 power. Remember that 4 moves underneath, becomes the bottom number on the fraction exponent. And now we're ready to take the derivative. So if we have a number and a single x, that derivative just becomes the number, so 5, plus exponent comes forward, 1/4 x, and then this goes down 1, so we need to subtract 1 from it. So 1/4 minus 1, or really 4 over 4, comes out to a negative 3/4. So we have x to the negative 3/4. Remember, they always go down by 1. This gets multiplied here, and actually it should become a negative 2x, and then it goes down by 1, negative 3. So we've got a couple things to clean up here. 5 is just 5. This needs to move to the bottom of the fraction. 1 stays on top. 4 is already on the bottom. X to the 3/4, positive now, minus 2 over, this moves to the bottom, x to the positive 3. Now this is technically a good answer. There's another thing we could clean up if we needed to. This part down here on the bottom. Sometimes they may ask you to change this back into radical form. So I'm going to rewrite it in radical form. So it's just that piece down there, 4x, radical form. So I'm going to change the color here. The number that stays inside is the 3, and that little 4 gets brought right there. So it's kind of smashed together. I'm going to rewrite all that so we can see that a little bit better. Give me a sec. Okay. So this piece in here, 1 on top, 4 here, x, 3 inside, and that 4 right there. I don't want those two 4s too close to each other. Minus, and the last piece, it's already in exponential form, and we really can't change that too much, so we can leave it like that. So either way, either one of these are okay. I'm just showing you if you need to change it back to radical form, that's one way to do it. And let's just go with one last example here. So y equals 3x to the 4th plus 2 cube roots of x squared plus 5x to the 1/4. So we've got radicals, we've got fraction exponents, lots of stuff going on. So first thing you want to do is rewrite stuff into non-radical, into exponential form. So first piece is okay. The second piece is 2x, and we're going to write the exponent as 2/3. Alright, so that gets rewritten to 2/3. Plus 5x to the 1/4, that's okay. Now let's start doing the derivative part. So y prime, this gets multiplied, so 12x, it goes down by 1, 3, plus, these get multiplied, 2 times 2/3, so that would be 4/3, because 2 times 2. X, it goes down by 1. Alright, if we have to do the math on that, it's 2/3 minus 1, or 3/3, which comes out to a negative 1/3. So exponent here is negative 1/3. Plus, multiplying this, that's 5 over 4. X, and it needs to go down by 1. So 1/4 minus 4 over 4 comes out to a negative 3/4. But again, don't like these negative exponents, so let's bring those to the bottoms of their respective fractions. So y prime, first thing's okay. Plus, 4's on top, 3 stays on bottom, x to the positive 1/3, plus 5 over 4x to the positive 3/4. Alright, and then again, if we need to change these ones into radical form, I'll write that answer as well. So 12x to the 3rd plus 4 over big 3, radical x to the 1 inside, so don't really need to show the 1, but the 3 would come up front here, plus 5 over 4, radical x. The number that stays inside is the 3, and the 4 is what moves forward. So either one of those answers are okay.